we are poised for rapid growth. An AI company, we are overhiring. Replace yourself with somebody better. Have you ever wondered how a 19-year-old manages their AI startup? Well, in this video, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. And I have over 20 employees in my business. I'm going to name each and every one, what their role is in my company, and how important I rate them. Now, a lot of people may be wondering, okay, you have 20 employees, your business is only doing around $50,000 per month. Don't you think you're overhiring a little bit too much? And the thing is, you might be true. We are overhiring. We're preparing because the growth margin and how fast we've been scaling has slowed us down in our progress in the business because we've been underhiring before. We essentially worked all the roles, did everything ourselves, and it was very difficult. Awesome, so let's get right into it. I'm the co-founder of an AI startup. We have over 20 very talented team members, individuals, and I'll break that down and I'll tell you just how important each and every one of our team members are and why we only hire and bring on team members who are A+, top-notch quality. The sales engine, okay? So these are the 3 tiers. Now you might be wondering, where are the closers? Okay, we actually haven't implemented a closer, and so right now we are closing the deals. Jax has kind of taken control of most of the sales calls right now. If you don't know who Jax is, he's the co-founder and my business partner. Basically, these are the 3 most important roles that we have in our business right now, and I would say the number 1 most important would be these appointment setters and the triagers. Right now we have 2 appointment setters, we have 1 appointment setting manager, and then we have 1 triager. Our appointment setters are essentially giving value, having conversations through SMS, email, DMs, pretty much any platform that we run on right now for our business, and are engaging in a conversation with the lead. They are getting to know them, they're understanding their business situation, where they're at currently, in order to be able to understand and identify if we can even help them in the first place. Okay, so these setters are the very, very most important out of all the roles. And do you want to know why? Because they're the front line. So they're the first touch point, the front line. Before our clients see anything else, they will be speaking to the setters. Sometimes we don't even introduce our clients until the setters give the go-ahead. Okay, so we won't give them access to even view our business resources, even get access to apply to book a call with us. If somebody asks just to book a meeting, we won't allow them, right? There needs to be a certain qualification, and they're almost like a barrier, the thickest part of the funnel, right? The thickest part of the funnel where they're trimming the fat. Okay, now obviously to ensure that appointment setters are holding KPIs, are getting consistent appointments booked inside the funnel, because not only are they qualifying, but their goal is to get appointments booked, it's to book the calendar. We have the appointment setting manager. Okay, so the appointment setting manager is in charge of installing metrics, okay, installing KPIs, ensuring that these setters are hitting what they're supposed to be hitting. They're very important because if you don't hold your setters to a certain standard, then it's going to be very bad. And the thing is, it is quite time consuming. Okay, so it's not that easy to handle, train, conduct live reviews, implement new strategies, and drive performance. It's not that easy, right? And it takes up a lot of time that could be spent on other things as a business owner. And we realize, me and Jax, that our time is more important and we need to work on other things instead of reviewing sets with the setters. Now, not only that, but the setting manager isn't limited in terms of new strategies. So for example, the setting manager, he has already been a setter. He was a high-performing setter. So basically, when he isn't doing live reviews, he's reviewing new strategies for the business to implement to increase KPIs. He's looking for different ways to increase follow-up and engagement percentage and quality of conversations and a bunch of different things, right? So super important. And then number 3 is our triager. Okay, so he confirms the calls, he rates the leads, and gathers crucial background information. Now, I want to make this very clear. The triager is strictly for confirmation calling. So we don't have any SDRs in place or phone calling setters yet. That's something we are going to be placing. But the triager is strictly a confirmation caller. Okay, so he's a strictly confirmation caller. Basically, whenever a lead is booked in by a setter, he will give them a ring, and he will be the ultimate final, essentially trimming the fat of whatever the setters trimmed in the fat. Okay, so you have the funnel of the setters, the initial point of contact, then you have our VSL, you have our booking page, our testimonials, and then you have the confirmation callers. Right before they reach the setter at the very bottom and make it through the little drop, okay, you have the confirmation callers, okay? So they are very important. This ensures, and it's super valuable for our closers, because what happens is every time Jax goes into a meeting, which is currently closing for us, he has an understanding of where the lead is at, their situation. He understands that the lead has already spoken to a team member, he's already spoken to a setter, he's already watched the VSL, so the confirmation call will instantly reschedule the call or cancel if they have not watched the VSL. So Jax understands that that booked appointment, if it has been triage called, is a very qualified appointment. Now, on top of that, what we do is we actually have our confirmation caller follow a procedure to where he will rate the lead on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being completely unqualified, instant cancellation, or 10 basically just needs to pay, right? They just need a way to give us their money. And what that does is it also gives him a better idea of how he should go into the call, okay? If it's a less qualified lead, he knows that they have more doubts and he has to go into the call ready to solve those doubts. If he's going into the call knowing that it is a more qualified lead, then he understands that this lead just wants a conversation, wants to clarify a little bit of doubts that they might have, and wants to get started. So the sales structure could entirely change based on the rating of the lead. If you take a sales call in a certain way with an unqualified lead, the same way that you take it with a qualified lead, you will not close them. Okay, it's as simple as that. You can go the hard way and do the whole sales process covering both, which will take an hour and a half for every call, or you can get the very unqualified people out of the way very quickly, cover their doubts in the beginning. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and the meeting is canceled in 10 minutes. Okay, that's just an efficiency process that we have to work through. Now, the next thing that we have is the client relations and the content team. So this is the, outside of the sales side. Now, part of the content team actually has to do with the sales side, but it's more of like top of funnel marketing. So I'd say client relations and semi-marketing. And I'd say this is the second most important tier, mainly because this is after the clients have already entered, and now we're focusing on happiness, client satisfaction, client fulfillment. So it's very important, it's at the top. First role that we have is the client success manager. So the client success manager is handling onboarding with clients, ongoing client support, and they're the bridge between our services and client satisfaction. So basically, we work directly with our partners one-on-one, but the thing is, because we work with a decent amount of partners, we are quite busy. On top of running the business, on top of answering partners' questions, we have a lot of other things to do. And in order to increase client satisfaction and customer satisfaction, if our CSM, who has worked in our business essentially since the beginning, knows our business as the number three in terms of product knowledge about our business, he will answer any questions that they ask that he's able to answer. If he's not able to answer, no problem at all. We step in at any point in time and ask them questions. What this also does is it allows us to keep a closer look on our partners, holding them accountable. Okay. Now this includes all business owners, agency owners, partners looking to resell, everybody that we work with. Our client success manager is super in touch with them. And within the first, something we've just implemented, because this client success manager is something new, is weekly calls for the first month. Now what that does for your business overall is it ensures satisfaction. If they're on a call every week with you and they don't bring up the fact that they're upset, and then 2 months later they say, oh, I'm upset, we now have 4 recorded calls asking them as to why they didn't mention it before, so that we could work on it together, right? So it ensures not only client satisfaction, but client success. Okay, you want to ensure that your clients are succeeding. If your clients are succeeding and your clients are winning, you're winning. Second role that we have, so we have 1 client success manager, we have 1 copywriter, and we actually have 4 editors. Okay, the copywriter is mainly in charge of our content strategy across all platforms. So majority of his copy is written for YouTube, which is a lot less than the copy that he writes for the school community. So our school community is composed of over 5,000 members, and basically in there we have a ton of value. We give back to people. We give, right? Give everything away for free and sell implementation. If somebody from our free community likes what we have given to them for free, they'll ask to work with us, and that's how it works, right? So our copywriter is in charge of organizing all of our information, all the value that we can give properly, so that people can engage and gain a ton of value from it. Now, you might be wondering, why wouldn't you guys just do this yourself? The thing is, with copywriting, especially with running a free community, it's essentially an entire business model in and of itself. Running a community of over 5.4 thousand people is not easy work. It's a lot of It's a lot of engagement you have to take care of. It's weekly calls, it's new content, it's new resources, it's new updated, right? So the time that it takes to manage a community like that, if we were to write up all the posts and organize all of our value, we wouldn't even do it efficiently, right? In terms of copywriting, I'm not a copywriter, right? So why not leave it to a professional who can optimize the value the best, give the most from our resources. So he takes our resources, our videos, what we want to give out, and he organizes it better so people can see it, people can view it, and so that we can get it out more frequently, right? If we had to organize it ourselves and run our business and manage the community and do all the calls and all the roles that I just talked about in this video, we would probably get out one post per month, not a post every 2 days, right? So it's a couple different things. Now, let's go back. And of course, number 3, our editing team, okay? So basically how our editing team works is we have one head/main editor, and he's in charge of managing the 3 mini editors, okay? So there's one main editor, and then there's 3 mini editors. Now basically, it's as simple as the main editor will take charge of the edits, we'll communicate over to our editor what we want and what we need, and he will communicate to the mini editors what we want and what we need. Now, one thing I could show you actually is how everything is organized. This is how everything works, okay? So essentially, when we have a new video coming out, we have Nick and Jackson here, we have the contents title, we have the date required for the edit, the status, the date that it needs to be done by, so for upload, the file links, notes, etc. Okay? So basically, on the left side here, we have the date required for edit. So this means me and Jax have to upload a video before this date in order for the editors to get it out by this time. What this does is it keeps everything organized. We upload this in here. The main editor, he will review this, he will make sure that it's accurate, he'll make sure that it's good, and then the mini editors will actually work on the footage. He will then receive the video from the mini editors, he will see if it's good, and then if it's not, he will edit it himself or partially already before sending it over to the mini editors, redo it if he needs to, and then he'll send it over. Okay, so that's pretty cool, a pretty cool organizational thing that we do. Awesome. So the tech breakdown. Now, this is the core features. This is what's going to differentiate. This is not what you're going to see in a normal business, in a normal company, and you're most likely only going to see it in an AI company, a SaaS startup, something like that, right? So basically, our tech team is composed of 4 main tiers. That's back-end software engineers, that's front-end software engineers, that's a head developer/project manager, and we have solution engineers. Okay, solutions engineers. So basically, back-end engineers are essentially, so we have 2 back-end engineers, we have 2 front-end engineers, we have 1 project manager, and we have 1 solutions engineer. Okay, it's not listed in here. I believe it's on the next page if I'm wrong. Yes, okay. So we'll talk about that after. So the 2 back-end engineers are 2 developers, very carefully selected, that work on our core infrastructure. Okay, so these are the guys working on the back end, the actual brain of the AI, what is happening when you click a button, okay? Now, the front-end engineers are focused on the UI, the UX, so what's happening when you what you see on your screen, okay? So the nice little animations, if you have used our platform, the nice little animations, the little pop-ups, the cleanness of the UI, just how it looks overall. That's what the front-end engineers are doing. Now, the project manager is overseeing all these engineers. We are giving our goals, we're giving our requests. So me and Jax, we speak directly to the project manager. We tell him exactly what we want on the platform, what our clients are requesting, and then he will distribute it between the back-end engineers and the front-end engineers. And basically, it'll turn it into what's called little mini sprints, okay? So basically what that means is most features, when they're required to be, almost all require a front-end and a back-end, which basically means for everything, no matter what it is, we'll need a front-end engineer and a back-end engineer. By separating the tasks, getting them to do it at the same time, we can speed up efficiency and get features out quicker, get bugs solved quicker, etc. Now the thing is, on top of that, the project manager will actually hire on, train, and bring on new software engineers when we require it for scaling the team. Okay, he's also in charge of managing any questions, answering any questions, and also stepping in to fix code if the backend and front-end developers are not able to do it as required. These are like specialized roles. I put them in a separate category, but technically our solutions engineer would be on the tech side, only it's a little bit more of a complex issue, and I'll kind of tell you why. And then we also have our intern. So we actually have an intern, and he's more on the tech side as well, so that would be, I guess, our tech team. The specialized roles obviously, like I said, is our solutions engineer, okay, and our computer engineering intern. So our fulfillment engineer or solutions engineer is basically a software engineer where as soon as an agent request comes in, whether that's to be built for an existing client, a new client, or even a partner who has a client request on their end, to build, integrate, and connect, as well as test a agent, an AI, conversational AI phone calling agent. Now, the reason why this is under a specialized category and isn't all technical is because there's a lot of back and forth, okay? So for example, the actual onboarding process is we send over an onboarding form. Once the onboarding form is received, the fulfillment solutions engineer will look over the form. He'll send over the link to the onboarding initiation call. Now, on that initiation call, he'll walk through the onboarding form with the client. He'll make sure that they're happy with everything that's submitted, everything is accurate. He'll get access to the CRM, he'll get access to calendars, everything that he needs to get access to in order for there not to be a back and forth. There's a lot of OTPs in business. So basically OTPs is when you get sent text or verification codes to get into certain platforms. And sometimes without doing that on call, it could even take 3 weeks to get into the platform because there's, something comes up, the software engineer tries to log in, the code expires by the time the code comes through, whatever, right? So he gets access to all of that. Then there's a 4 to 7 day build process. Once the 4 to 7 day build process is complete, there's extensive testing. So the solutions engineer will have to do 10 test calls for every use case on the AI agent. So that could be unsuccessful calls, successful calls, unqualified calls, non-labeled calls, pretty much everything, right? Every possible use case. And then, and only then, will he send the call for the actual launch. And that's the launch call. So they'll walk through, they'll do a live test to make sure that the client's happy, they'll do a soft launch, and then everything will go out. Okay, so it's quite a process, and there's a lot of back and forth. There's also assistance required. So if the clients have any questions or any support, he's almost like a technical CSM, right? So yeah, now we have our computer engineering intern. So right now we have one. We're actually about to bring on another one, which is pretty cool. And funny story, our current intern, he was actually my roommate back when I was in university. So pretty funny. And yeah, so basically he is currently learning about our code base, about our features. He's being trained on certain things. He's learning just about the technical side overall, although he's partially an intern for the business too. So he wants to learn about the business side of things as well. So it's kind of like a mixed internship where he's learning about everything. Now the thing is, he's essentially being trained right now, and it's an unpaid internship. And as soon as he's able to come on full time, he will be offered a job if he continues the good work, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. And finally, we have our financial management team. So basically, these are kind of the people that work outside of the business. We don't really touch anything that they do at all. They handle it entirely for us. And that's, of course, our accountant, and then, of course, our bookkeeper. So yeah, let's go back. So our accountant, he does annual tax reports, tax optimization as well. So he'll find different ways for us to save money on taxes, obviously all through legal methods. Super useful, right? As your business starts to scale, that's something you'll need 100%. You'll save millions of dollars on if you have a good accountant, to save money on taxes, save money on just things overall and regulations. And then we have our bookkeeper. So essentially our accountant cannot work without our bookkeeper. Our bookkeeper keeps things in line. He keeps our expenses accurate. He keeps whatever's a write-off accurate. He keeps our revenue accurate. Essentially organizes everything that comes in and out of the business in terms of what we're spending and what's coming in. He's essential. This is a no-brainer. You will most likely need a bookkeeper, even if you're making $5,000 a month in your business, just because you have to submit tax reports. Now you can do it yourself. It's just very risky to bookkeep. So yeah, we have a bookkeeper. It's not expensive at all, and definitely needed in the business. Obviously, I run a very large team, and managing 20 employees is not that easy. There's a couple things that go into it, okay? So the number one thing is clear communication. If you are not clear with your team members, if you are letting them do whatever they want, whenever they want, it's not going to be good for you, okay? I'm telling you, it's better to micromanage than to not. Now, I'm not saying to micromanage, I'm saying it is better. So I'm saying you need to be communicative. You need to be in touch. You need to have daily calls when the first month, right, for training, whether that be with you or with a manager. Clear communication is key. Another big thing is not just communication on training and hiring and onboarding, on feedback, okay? A big thing that we tell all of our employees, everybody in our business, is Whenever something is wrong, whenever you think something is wrong, or whenever you have feedback, tell us. We are not going to get hurt. We want to improve the business overall, and your opinion means just as much to me as anybody else's, right? Because you're working in that position. I trust you. And that's why every single one of our team members is super high quality. Do not bring on somebody who you cannot trust. It doesn't make any sense, right? The number 2 thing is empowerment. You have to trust your team members. Now, this is what I said, don't micromanage, okay? So give them KPIs, give them standards, but don't kind of, suffocate them. You're not gonna have hardworking employees if people don't like working for you, okay? A lot of people say, I give too much freedom away to my employees, but I don't think that's the case. I will give you freedom. If you prove to me that you can handle it, no problem, right? I will let you keep doing your thing. If you're succeeding and you're able to do things on your own, who am I to tell you, right? Who am I to tell you how to manage, how to operate? If you lose my trust, if you, if you start slacking, if you need standards to be held, then we will implement something and eventually work something together. Okay, if it doesn't end up working out, unfortunately that's the case. Firing is part of business. And of course, number 3 is continuous learning. That goes for both sides. Like I said, us and our employees. It's very important to understand, even if you are CEO, the point of hiring on people is to replace yourself with somebody better. Okay, so if they have feedback on your business, don't get offended, don't get lash out. Most likely they're right. You want to hire on experts. You want people to come in and improve your business. There's a reason you're hiring on people, right? You want to scale, you want to improve, you want to grow. And to grow, you need to learn. Okay, it goes for both sides. Also make sure that a very key skill and something that is something that is 100% mandatory for us when we're hiring on people is coachability. If they can't be coachable, if they won't learn, if they won't implement the things that we say, it's automatically never hired. Now that's already, kind of past the hiring process, so that needs to be done properly. But usually you can tell based on EQ, intelligence, just the interview process overall, you'll be able to avoid people like that. So let's talk about the future of our AI startup. Let's go back to the loom. So scaling up. Right now, we are poised for rapid growth. Okay, we're expanding our team, we're expanding our services, we are growing, and that's why we have 20 employees. It might seem like we have too many right now, but that's putting us in a position where we won't have to bring on and hire any more team members until past 150K per month. Okay? Innovation. Okay, so by implementing and reinvesting into the platform, into the software, into more software engineers, into better talent, into better quality servers, into better quality hosting, into better quality features, we are improving the platform overall inevitably. And as we improve our offer and our platform and the quality of the agents, so will the revenue, so will the scaling. It will come. Even if we jack up our sales process, by overall increasing the quality of the revenue, the money will follow. It's inevitable. And of course, number 3, partnerships. So strategic collaborations will impact in the AI industry. And that is the key. So right now, we work primarily with people who are thirsty, hungry, and very, very motivated in the space to sell AI together. We partner with them, we act as a fulfillment partner, we work together, and we scale. If you want to be a partner, if you want to work with us directly, I'm going to put the link in the description below, so you'll have an option to book a call with us, okay? Now, I'm not trying to pitch you. If you don't want to work with me, that's completely fine. No, I won't be offended, okay? If you want to have some more information, some more knowledge about AI in general, I'm going to pop up a video on the screen right here. You can watch that, and if you want to sub, be right there as well. Take care, guys. Hope you had a great day.